You are watching episode 2 of my thought process, but if you haven't seen episode 1, be sure to click on the card at the top of the screen and you'll be linked to that video. Otherwise, this video might not make sense, so watch part 1 first. Here comes the fun part. I finally get to use this toy car. I'm gonna take this GoPro and put it probably like right here, so then you could have a car's perspective going down this ramp as part of the chain reaction. At the same time, I'm also going to put a backup line going right here in case the car fails. I just put double-sided tape on the back of the GoPro and I'm just going to put it right on the car. The string is holding down the wheel so that it doesn't rotate. I will have something trigger this to pull the string out. Great, so the car worked, but the timing line was too short and it made it before the car reached this line. That means I have to make these timelines a little bit longer. I'm not going to set it up because I don't want this to fall over during the night by accident. The last thing for this section is the TV, and I'm thinking I'm just going to do a domino wall that goes all the way around it, so then when it knocks down, the TV will be revealed. Okay, I just finished the base of the wall. Now I just have to build it up so it covers the TV, and that way you won't be able to see the TV until the wall falls at the end. I'm going to work on the mathematics section. The plan is I'm going to use all of these items and I'm going to do a giant pi symbol out of dominoes. Here's the pi. First test for the calculators. And it works. Or I might actually do this because it looks a lot nicer without this white thing like right in the front. So if this works, I might do it instead. Okay, maybe not. New test. So I taped a domino to the back of the calculator, and that's going to support it so it stands up, and let's see if it falls. Perfect. My original idea with this ruler was to just do a domino line on top of it, but I realized that you can't really tell it's a ruler, like from way back here if there's dominoes on it. So instead, I think I'm going to use the Sonomod technique, and this is a really cool technique, especially for this trick, because once it topples like this, the dominoes fall off of it and then you can see the ruler. Right now I'm working on the start trigger. Someone's gonna call my phone, it's gonna go on vibrate, and then that's gonna shake this, which knocks down the first domino. I'm calling my phone from my computer. Oh, and it worked. It worked immediately. One more test calling my phone. Ow, I just fell. It's day 3 and we have a visitor. This is Zach. He's going to be doing some filming and some interviews, I think. Right now I'm working on the gear for engineering. One gear is going to go around like this and then trigger the next gear around like that. So I have 2 different colors. They're going to go right in this area. My original idea was to use clear dominoes to connect these, but I thought that would actually look kind of bad, so instead I'm taping together all these dominoes, and these are going to act as a field starter to knock down these, even though it's not really connected to anything. All the gears are 4 rows of dominoes each, and somehow it has to line up so that it ends at one spot. I have to kind of adjust all the dominoes and the spacing. Alright, so I fixed the spacing, so now everything has 4 rows of dominoes. It's gonna start right here and then go all the way around. So when this falls, there's a chance that that could go backwards in the other direction, and because we don't want it to stop, I'm just gonna tape this. So now this one can only fall in this direction and it won't knock down that domino. Last domino of the gear. This is a test for the smaller gear. The gears are done. I'm using this blueprint. At first it's going to be like this, and then a domino is going to trigger it to roll in. First, I'm just going to hold it down and tape it on this side so it doesn't curl up. So this is going to hold down the blueprint, and now I have to attach this to a domino. The card has to flip out and go this way, but there's no room for a domino line to really get into there. So I'm going to tape it to here just to start and experiment with how I can knock that domino out. Alright, so that seems to hold it. Now, I think I do have an idea to release that. I'm going to tape the top of this card to a big domino, and then this is going to be taped right here. And I'm leaving a little bit of slack on the string so that it has room to fall over and then move that with it. Here's the first test of the blueprint. Perfect. So if I set this up now, it might not roll because it'll be flattened out. I'm gonna set this up at the very end to keep it curled. This is the last trick for the engineering section. I have the level right here and a marble that looks like an earth. The marble is gonna sit right here, and then I'm gonna have 2 heavier dominoes on the end of it weighing it down. These dominoes are gonna get tipped off, which makes the marble roll down. I'm gonna tape these 2 dominoes together and then attach that with a piece of string to some bigger dominoes, which will release this. First test of the level. If for some reason this trick fails and it doesn't make it here, I'm adding another backup line that's gonna branch off from the main line. So this is gonna go this way while this trick is happening. Right now I'm filling in all the safety gaps, which means that this setup will be complete and all connected at the end. I'm setting up the dominoes to hit this phone. This is the end of my project, and when it hits this phone, it's gonna send a signal all the way to Detroit, and then that's gonna start their machine. All right, I think we're good. It's all done.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Wow. How are you feeling about it?
I am feeling fine, I guess. Like every time I knock something down, I'm always a little bit nervous that it might fail. And there's definitely a chance that it could because there are some risky elements, but I'm excited and a little bit anxious.
What element of this are you most excited to see?
I think I'm most excited about the car and the GoPro. That's gonna roll down on a ramp and you'll be able to see the GoPro view like on the car as it's going down. So that's pretty cool.
How much time have you put into this so far?
I've put 4 days of work into this so far.
The inspiration for this, right? The whole STEM thing. How is that? Like, if it's something that you believe in, right? It's something that you're kind of supporting.
Yeah, there was a club in high school called WISE, Women in Science and Engineering, so I joined that club, and we were actually talking about doing a domino setup to promote like women in STEM, but it didn't end up happening, so now this is kind of like my chance to do that.
You were talking to me earlier about how you might be called an artist, but you're very much so interested on the engineering side of things and less on the art side, right?
It's both on the spectrum, but like I would rather go to an engineering school than an art school. But like if it's too much engineering, then I'll feel like I'm doing work. So I have to have some sort of like creative motive while engineering, if that makes sense. The most frustrating part was building the circuit over there because I had to use mini dominoes on top of a very kind of like unstable surface, and it kept falling down like multiple times as I was building it because they're just so hard to set up because they're so tiny and it wasn't like a completely flat floor.
Do you have to like take breaks and...
No, I just rebuild it again until I get it right.
What do your parents think about this? What did they think when you first started?
Oh, I was like 10, so it was just like a little hobby as a kid. So they didn't really mind.
Would you say for you that it's more about the process of creating it than what you're actually creating?
I think it's both in a way. Because like you build it to knock it down, but like part of the fun of it is building it. The setup is really cool because I'm using like ordinary objects within it, so it's not just the dominoes, and that makes it a lot more interesting. So I'm really excited about this one. I think it's gonna be a really cool fall down, and it's gonna really be cool, like linking cities together. All the cameras are set up, they're recording, and we have the live stream right here. So all the other cities are ready. All right, we are like moments away from toppling it. We have everyone on the line on the conference call. We're about to knock this down.